Honorable Ministers, Senior Government Officials, Members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 7th Post-Cabinet Press Briefing. Allow me to invite the Chairperson of this session, Honorable Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Soda, to present today's Cabinet highlights. Over to you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Chief Secretary. Today we have the following ministers: Honorable O.C.Z. Muchinguri, Minister of Defense; the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Honorable Heima Suka; Minister of Finance, Economic Development and Investment Promotion, Professor Mthuli Ncube; Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable M.N. Ndlovu; Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable B. Wodzi; the Minister of Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Honorable A. Sanyatwe; Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, Honorable F. Shaba. Maybe you'll be joining us soon. Then the Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Honorable M. Muchangwa. We also have the Honorable Deputy Minister, Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, senior government officials, and the members of the Fourth Estate. Today, the 24th of March 2026, His Excellency the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, chaired the 7th Cabinet meeting, and the following issues, among others, were considered and approved. Cabinet considered and approved the update report on tobacco production and marketing as presented by the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Honorable Dr. A.J. Masuka. In Zimbabwe, tobacco production and marketing are guided by the Tobacco Value Chain Transformation Plan running from 2026 to 2030, which seeks to build a United States $7 billion tobacco industry by 2030. Among others, the specific objectives of the plan are to enhance productivity, sustainability, and farmer resilience by increasing production from 355 million kilograms to 500 million kilograms by 2030 through climate smart agriculture, irrigation development, and modernization; to localize tobacco financing by accelerating the localization of funding to cover 70% of production costs, reducing dependence on offshore financing and enhancing local value retention; and to diversify export markets under the African Continental Free Trade Area, strengthen trade surveillance, and develop a premium brand for Zimbabwean tobacco. The Tobacco Value Chain Transformation Plan number 2 succeeded the Tobacco Value Chain Transformation Plan number 1, which ran from 2021 to 2025. Under the Tobacco Value Chain Transformation Plan number 1, a total of 354.8 million kilograms were produced in the 2024 to 2025 tobacco season, exceeding the planned target by 18.3%. By 2025, 67% localization of funding was achieved against a target of 70%, and value addition and beneficiation increased from 2% to 10.78%. The 354.8 million kilograms produced in 2025 represents an 88% increase from the 189 million kilograms recorded in 2017. For the first time in the history of tobacco cultivation since 1895, growers earned a record of United States $1.2 billion. A total of 135,284 households are currently producing tobacco, reflecting a 37% increase from the 98,927 households involved in 2017. Average earnings per grower rose to United States dollars 9,986 in 2025, reflecting a 77% increase from the United States dollars 5,651 in 2017, and placing many tobacco farmers firmly in the upper middle income bracket. Approximately 40 to 55% of tobacco growers were beneficiaries of the land reform program. Women and youth participation in tobacco production increased by 12.34% and 62.63% respectively between 2021 and 2025. Meanwhile, a total of 22.9 million kilograms of tobacco had been sold as of 18 March at an average price of US $2.66 per kg during the current marketing season, which opened on the 4th of March. This marks a 34% increase in volume and a 24% decrease in the average price compared to the previous season, where 17.1 million kilograms was sold at an average price of US $3.49 per kg. The average tobacco price for contracted tobacco is currently US $2.72 per kg compared to the US $3.53 per kilogram realized in 2025, showing a 23% decline. Decentralized floors currently account for 42% of the total tobacco sold under contract. Similarly, the average tobacco price at the auctions is currently US $77 per kg compared to US $3.03 per kilogram realized in 2025, reflecting a 42% decline. As at 20 March 2026, exports reached 73,081,397 kilograms compared to the 45,494 kgs achieved in 2025, representing a 62% increase. The export price is slightly firmer at US $6.68 per kg, translating to a 1% increase compared to 2025. China remained the largest export market throughout the period 2021 to 2025, consistently taking the biggest share at relatively high prices, followed by Belgium, the United Arab Emirates, South Africa, and Indonesia. Global tobacco production is expected to be 6.5 billion kilograms in 2026, with China alone producing over 2.3 billion kilograms. Meanwhile, due to favorable government policies, there have been positive changes in tobacco processing, with the cigarette manufacturing having increased by 67.2% since 2021. Government assures farmers that it is aware of challenges being faced by tobacco farmers and is actively crafting the required solutions in consultation with all stakeholders. Concerning review of licenses, permits, levies, and fees in the real estate development subsector, Cabinet considered and approved the review of licenses, permits, levies, and fees in the construction sector, focusing on the real estate development subsector, in line with the Cabinet decision of the 29th of July 2025, which approved the implementation of a raft of business reforms in 12 sectors of the economy. The review process is aimed at reducing the cost of doing business, increasing competitiveness, enhancing investor confidence, and stimulating the growth and expansion of the domestic construction sector. Cabinet approved the streamlining of duplicated and overlapping regulatory licenses and permits, the removal of unnecessary levies and fees, and the lowering of unjustifiably high levies and fees for the real estate subsector as per the following highlights. Number one, capping of local authorities building plan approval fee for high density suburbs. Number two, capping of local authorities building plan approval fee for industrial plans. Number three, scrapping of local authorities building permit inspection fee for high density suburbs. Number four, reducing of local authorities structural engineering design approval fee. Number five, abolishing the environmental impact assessment fee. And number six, reducing of the local authorities contractor registration fees. Government will subject the reviews to further consultations based on three categories, namely review of government levies and fees, review of private sector levies and fees, and others. The relevant statutory instruments and detailed fee schedules will thereafter be gazetted. Regarding the other category, government will review cross-cutting issues such as constrained credit facilities that have a significant impact beyond the real estate subsector and relate to the accelerated regularization of informal settlements through a structured program to ensure the provision of essential social and physical infrastructure under the approved user A principle. Regarding the impact of the Middle East crisis on pricing of basic commodities, Cabinet considered and approved the report on the impact of the Middle East crisis on pricing of basic commodities as presented by the Minister of Industry and Commerce. Cabinet noted the price movements and availability of basic commodities in the domestic market during the period January to March 2026, taking into account the impact of the ongoing geopolitical developments in the Middle East. In light of disruptions in the global oil market and the corollary effect on international fuel prices, the local commodity prices have largely remained stable. Most businesses have not increased the prices of basic goods such as mealie meal, laundry soap, cooking oil, sugar, flour, rice, bath soap, washing powder, powdered or fresh milk, eggs, beef, chicken, and salt. A few bread makers, however, increased prices to an average of 10%. While price hikes have been witnessed in the transport sector, in particular the passenger vehicle operators, Cabinet considered and approved the review of selected and time-bound fuel taxes in order to contain inflationary pressures and safeguard consumer welfare. The government also considered the option of increasing the ethanol blending of petrol from the current E5 to E20 level with a view of reducing the pump price of petrol on the local market. Appropriate refinements of the options are underway, and the necessary fuel price adjustments will be communicated in due course. Regarding a plan for the targeted development of tourism attractions in the Eastern Highlands, the Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Honorable Barbara Hodzi, presented the plan for the targeted development of tourism attractions in the Eastern Highlands, which was approved by Cabinet. The plan seeks to develop targeted tourism attractions in the Eastern Highlands corridor, which the Second Republic has identified as a tourism designated zone with significant potential for tourism development. This comes when the country's tourism sector is on an upward trajectory, recording a 10% growth in tourism receipts, 6% contribution to gross domestic product GDP, and receiving international accolades such as the Forbes magazine's Best Destination in the World and Best African Tourism Minister in Africa. Generally, government strategy is to advance tourism development through a cluster-based approach which is designed to diversify tourism products and strengthen provincial competitiveness. The identified clusters include meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. Tourism, sports tourism, culture and heritage tourism, and agro-tourism. Implemented in alignment with the government's devolution and decentralization policy, the cluster-based approach will enhance the effective utilization of regional tourism and heritage assets, thereby promoting balanced, inclusive, and sustainable growth across all tourism regions. Government's commitment to developing the Eastern Highlands as a prime tourist attraction has been demonstrated through the hosting of the 2025 Sanganai Hlanganani Kumbanai Tourism Expo in Manicaland. The province recorded notable achievements as a result, including rehabilitation of key roads, refurbishment of hot springs facilities, and upgrades of sports and recreational infrastructure.